Hey, what's up, YouTubers? It's me again, Brian, aka Gamer55551, and I am back with a video game review. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at Mario Tennis Ace for the Nintendo Switch. And if you're interested in some gameplay footage of me playing the game, I'll have a link in the description of this video, though. Mario, of course, being the iconic video game character that he is, has appeared in several different titles before, ranging from RPG to even some sports titles as well, ranging from games like the Mario Kart series to even Mario Striker, which is the soccer game, to Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, which I'm okay with though, to Mario Golf, Mario Baseball, and of course the tennis series, Mario Tennis series as well. I haven't really got into the Mario Tennis series, not until at least I picked up the one on the 3DS. I didn't pick up the Wii U version because there were a lot of people who complained that that game was like rushed out and it was lacked in content though. So now when they announced, with Mario Tennis 8 out and with the Nintendo Switch being in a great position that it is, I got a chance to try out this game as well. And is it good? Yeah, I think it is a good a sports title with some little bit of hiccups here and there. So why don't we get started with the pros and cons? So we'll get started first with the pros. And what we'll say is, we'll start with the first one, which is the gameplay. And it is fun though. The game basically is, of course, obviously tennis. You have different ways to hit the ball back and forth, to even doing, the special moves. Kind of similar to, in Mario Striker when you can build your character, I think where there's a certain meter and you can go in to hit like a special shot. This one is the same thing as well. As you rally the ball back and forth with your opponent, you do build up your meter and build it up to a certain point. You could do like a super shot as your offense, or if you're on defense, you could slow down time, giving you enough room, giving you enough moment to catch up and hit the ball back if possible, or use that super shot to either score a point, to even knocking down your opponent's racket, which they have sort of a meter, and if they take more than 3 hits from your super shot though, your racket would break and the match ends there. But if you time it right and block it at the right moment though, you could sort of block a super shot as well. So it's sort of a miscellaneous sports title in general, but it is a fun game nevertheless. The gameplay is still fun nevertheless. That's what I meant to say. The next one I do want to talk about is Venture Mode, and also that is kind of fun as well. I mean, even though the story is a little bit serious, and I mean silly, I meant to say silly, not serious though, it is still an enjoyable part of Adventure Mode. It acts like a little bit of an RPG, regardless of whether you complete some of the tasks or not. You'll be able to level up Mario in general. On top of that, some of the challenges they have here are pretty fun. There are some ranging from knocking out some shy guys on a train, to basically fighting some of the bosses like a PD Piranha, for example. There are other cases where you have to accept sort of a challenge where you have to sort of rally the ball back and forth without stopping the rally at the same time. So there are some unique challenges in Adventure Mode, and it is fun though. Even like I said, even though the story is not, it's like silly or not important or like anything like that though. So Adventure Mode is fun. The next one I do want to talk about is that if you are one of those that are not down with like the miscellaneous sports part of like the Mario sports games or the Mario Tennis Ace, there are ways you could sort of turn off, like say the special moves and all that stuff. So sort of changing some stuff before you start a match, where you could play the game sort of like as a regular tennis match. So if you're not really down to that, you could do like, if you go into like a regular just like a regular mode, you could just turn some of the stuff off and just go into a regular tennis match. I think that's for like, the co-op part, like the multiplayer and all that stuff. Although multiplayer, you can also play against an AI computer as well. So you can basically turn some of the stuff off and turn it into a regular tennis match, which is fine if you're the kind of person that's not down to with all that miscellaneous sports stuff. And last but certainly not least is the swing mode. This is a mode where you basically use one of the Joy-Cons and you can basically swing it like you would be swinging a tennis racket. And for the most part, it works fine though. While this mode may not be for, well, I'm not saying this mode may not be for everyone. It is a nice addition to add to for this game as well. Basically, you could play it as a single player against the computer, or you have a couple of friends over, you could play it against another person, do it in either singles or doubles. So swing mode does work, and it can be a fun thing to have, a fun thing to use if you have like friends and families over. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll get to part 2 of Mario Tennis Ace, which will be the cons. So we'll take a quick break, and we will be right back. Okay, and we are back with part 2 of our video review of Mario Tennis Ace for the Nintendo Switch. So now that I gave you my pros, what I did like about the game, why don't we get started with the cons. And as far as the cons go, we'll start with the first one. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the pros, I mentioned about the swing mode. That's the one where you use the Joy-Cons and the motion controls. And I did point out that the swing mode works, and it does. But there are times when it's not exactly perfect. There are times when basically when you're trying to you swing your Joy-Cons, it feels like there's a little bit of a delay in the swinging as well. I mean, it works, but it's not perfect, and I can't see a whole lot of people using the swing mode. I mean, it's great when you bring people over and, they want to try it out, but I just don't see people using it and anything like that. Supposedly, I didn't see any option to use it in like adventure mode and all that stuff. So, I mean, it's optional. It's there if you want to use it. If not, you could just stick with just playing it with, the Pro controller and just stick with that and just forget about it if you want to. So, it's a nice option to have. It works, but it's not perfect to be exact. The next thing I do want to point out is the online mode, and I will say that the online mode does work though. I was able to play some matches against someone, and it works all right. But I did notice some lag sometimes during some of my matches. There was like one of the matches. Sometimes the game kind of stops for a bit and then it goes right on. I mean, did it impact the game overall? Not really. I don't know if this has to do with my internet connection or that person's internet connection, or maybe Nintendo was having issues with their servers. Either case though, online mode does work, but excuse me, I did notice some lag during some of my matches. The next one I want to talk about, and I thought this was kind of odd for Mario Tennis Ace. When you first start the game, for some odd reason, you start off in adventure mode. Like, you can't really jump into, like, if you want to do, like, a single match, or if you want to do an online or anything like that. I just think it's kind of odd. It's just strange that when you start the game for the first time, you start off in adventure mode, which I think is just an odd and strange thing indeed. It's just weird, that's all. I just think it's an odd thing. And it would have been nice if you were able to pick adventure mode, or if you want to do like a singles or double match to be exact. So it's just a weird thing. And last but not least, there is a certain control scheme in the game that I just think is just odd. Now, as you know, for those who are using the Pro controller or the Joy-Cons, if you tilt the right analog stick, your character will sort of be able to flip from one side of the court to the other. This will be on your side. So for example, if you're right over here, you could, when you tilt the R stick, your character will move over here. Like for Mario, he'd do a flip. Other characters might do another thing. But at the same time, you could do this though by hitting the X button twice, which is okay, but the X button also acts as doing like a certain lob or a certain move with your tennis rack when you hit the ball. I think one where you can lob the ball up really high to like lobbing it really low. And sometimes if you hit the X button twice by accident, instead of hitting the ball back to your opponent, you may end up like moving to an other side of the court, costing you possibly, giving the opponent a point and all that. So it's sort of an odd play, it's just odd that they have this option where you hit the double X, and when you could have just used like the right analog stick. It's a weird idea for this control scheme, to be exact. I mean, the game plays fine, the controls fine. I just think this little thing is kind of a bit odd, though. Overall, I have to say that Mario Tennis Ace is a fun game. I mean, it's not a serious tennis game or anything like that. It's a miscellaneous tennis game, but it's one of those. But I'm okay with that. It's one of those miscellaneous sports games like Punch-Out is, or Mario Kart, or Mario Striker is. It's not meant to be taken as serious as, like, say, Madden Football or anything like that, though. So I did have fun with Mario Tennis Ace. Here's to hoping, though, that Camelot Software will work on and bring a Switch version of Mario Kart. And if Nintendo lets them do it, I would like to see a continuation of the Golden Sun series. And while we're at it, if you're going to do miscellaneous sports, though, I would like to see another entry in the Mario Striker series. And I would love to see another Punch-Out game. I would really like to see that happen. So here's to hoping on those. But overall, if you like miscellaneous sports titles that are kind of like what Mario Striker and Mario Kart are, then I would say give Mario Tennis Ace a try. Okay, this concludes my video review of Mario Tennis Ace for the Nintendo Switch. And again, these are my opinion, but what are yours? What are your thoughts about Mario Tennis Ace? Did you like the game? Did you pick it up? Do you not like the game? Do you think it's an improvement over the GameCube version? Do you think it's worse than the GameCube version? Are you happy they added an adventure mode, like a single player mode in it? Have you tried out swing mode? Did you like swing mode? Did you hate swing mode? Do you think the game controls fine? Do you think it controls it badly? Do you agree with what I said in this video? Do you disagree? Do you have a difference of opinion? As always, sound off on the comment section below. Let me know what you think. And I hope you hit that like button. I would appreciate it. And I hope you do subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you do, make sure you hit the bell icon for notifications for any new videos I put up. Also, feel free to share this video if you want to. And feel free to donate to my channel if you like. You could do it through PayPal Me or Patreon. Links will be in the description of this video. And I will see you again next time when I do another video. Hopefully that'll be soon. Until then, from Southern California, I wish you all a good day then. Bye!